Okay, we're here again
Yeah,
on a Friday evening with people in the background partying, having fun. Us, we're here at what's the time? 9 p.m. A little
yeah,
bit late to start a recording, but hey, it's still fine. It's better to get one out than zero, right?
yeah.
I guess.
We are closing in on 20 episodes.
How close
I
are
mean,
we?
like we crossed 10. So,
So not really, but you know.
like, this is probably what, 13th or something?
Oh, that's not terrible.
Yeah,
You got.
or maybe 12, but yeah, yeah, sure.
It's more than 10. We're winning for sure.
Yeah, we are winning
Yeah.
the race.
Top 1%. No, so today that I started with looking at the competitors for my on the LinkedIn,
Oh,
and it was funny that I think I started mentioning it to you, but
mm,
it was basically you mentioned that the streak wasn't such a major thing, and then I've already seen 3 articles out of 4 from Duolingo how the streak is the one thing that made us.
mm-hmm.
So the
And is there anybody who copied the streak and was successful?
uh,
Not really.
okay, so there's 3 apps that I use. I don't know the
That's what you shouldn't say as an entrepreneur.
yeah
You do not know because you have to know all the competitors possible in the language space so that you know what is your niche. You see, maybe
mm,
you can literally do only for kindergarten children. You know, in schools. Maybe that's your market.
like
You
a
see.
foreign first generation immigrants coming in kind of thing. Do
No,
you?
no, no. I'm normal school kindergarten children learning a different
Oh
language.
God.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too because it's definitely something that would be supported by
Yeah. So
the
yeah, you
government.
started seeing the competitors.
And I noticed there's some AI voice ones actually.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a few one. It's like not Speakly. That's a different one. I'll try to find them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can just describe it because it's just
Yeah, so they
uh,
just use AI voices. They all seem to be kind of in their infancy at this point.
yeah,
None of them have really gotten a foothold anywhere.
yeah. That's the struggle that probably you will also have when you start
Yeah,
out. You see. The,
TalkPal was one of them.
okay.
And then another one which was Lingua,
Ah,
which was even more startup. It wasn't
yeah,
even. I just found the article of the
yeah,
author or the co-founder for it, and that's all I found about it.
yeah. Now you see, right? There are already people doing it.
Yeah,
So should you do that? If you do that, what is your unique value proposition? What are we doing? What? And also the problem, right? Like, what is the problem? My problem is, my personal answer is there is not much of a problem because all these apps are already there trying to solve it already. There is very less problem. So, is in the Nova Kagan's book today, listen, right? He was asking, hey Nova, we are going to start a horse company or something, somebody wrote, okay?
mm.
Okay, what are you solving? He said, we are looking for funding and we want to raise some money from the investor. Again, what is the problem you are solving? He asked. And then we already started development in the website.
Mm.
What are you trying to solve? Then
Oh.
she said, I'm trying to help people. I'm an expert in training horses. I'm trying to help people understand their own horse or the horse that they ride every day or something like that.
Mm.
Then she said, okay, who is the market? Then you break it down. Always start with what is the problem you are trying to solve. If not, also you can start with another ways. What is your strength? What is your qualification? In Noah's case, who is he? He's not a programmer, he's not a nobody, but he's a good salesman, marketing guy. He's the
Yeah.
sales guy. So he partnered with the CTO who is good in programming. That's how AppSumo was created, and then that became $100 million thing. And the CTO never wanted the camera thing, on him ever. He's
Mm.
just like a programmer. He's happy with his stuff, with the stake that he has, and the job that he does. This guy likes to put himself in front of the thing.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel literally getting $1 million from AppSumo every year for doing what it does, promoting his company.
Okay.
So even though it's his company, his YouTube channel is his own business. So Noah Kagan's YouTube channel is getting paid by AppSumo
As a separate thing.
at $1 million a year.
That's a lot, and it's dollars too, which is a lot.
Yeah.
Oh God, because we looked at salaries as well, right? We looked at even doctor salaries. At least for Norway, it was like 100K. So that's
Oh,
10
yeah.
times more.
Yeah, we just looked the salaries of average salary in Norway for veterinarians and the least minimum salary and for human medicine doctors. Veterinarians are the least.
It was not looking great. So it was around 600,000 kronor, which is around 60. Probably 55-ish, 50 if you convert it.
Yeah.
To pounds or dollars. It's around the same anyway.
So yeah, speaking of...
It's less than average, either way.
Yeah.
And then
speaking of less than average, we chose like the most difficult profession anyways. So yeah. And it is also less paid and other stuff. But yeah, but the point is like, I'm also doing the research about the PhD labs and stuff. At this point, it's becoming more and more clear to me that I might not be working as a full-time veterinarian, but I would like to become a veterinarian and at some point learn all these things, but might not be my primary thing. You know, it won't be my 100%. It's like 20% 3D printing, 20% entrepreneurship, 20% veterinary, 20% engineer. So it's like I want to split it, right?
Yeah, but are you not worrying about spreading too thin when you go to these things, doing so many things at once?
You're spreading thin in what? Like what way?
If you're doing medicine and engineering and 3D printing and running a company and hobbies and family.
Yeah. So
how will you balance it all?
Yeah, I mean, one more thing is like most of these things doesn't have a schedule in place. For example, let's say currently I do the aviation simulation and I do 3D printing as a hobby. Those two are hobbies at this point, not even a business. So when I do 3D printing, aviation takes rest. And then when I'm kind of feel like, okay, enough of 3D printing for a while, then I'm interested in aviation and I have to learn back some of the stuff that I forgot, and also it's also something I'm doing for years now, so I can catch up quick. So it's like I'm giving enough breaks and I'm just following my heart at this point, you know. So I think like this veterinary thing, what I personally wanted to say is like it should not be an obligation, but it should be a choice to practice as a vet. That's all I wanted to say. So I'm really thinking, right, now we are in 3.5 years. This is the like what semester? 7th semester, I guess.
Yeah, something.
So after this 2 years is there, I'm really starting to think like, should I even continue the course now, or why not just discontinue for a while and then go to a PhD or something and then later come and finish it off if needed.
Yeah.
I mean, I promise to myself that I will finish it, because I really think like I should finish what I started, because that's how I always been. Like bachelor's, I did not like it so much, but I finished it. I went to masters I wanted to be a vet. So I'm like, it's also a question, right? Like I'm like
but you're always like looking at the next thing too,
and missing the present. But here in this case, I think it's somewhat different, because it's more clear that I might not want to be a full-time vet, I think.
Yeah, but it's that constant thing of looking at the next thing, because you realize the current thing you're doing was not as great as you thought it might be, right?
Yeah.
And that's for sure an issue, and it's a very difficult issue, because you know most people don't like their job a lot. Most people.
And 99% of the people settle down. I just don't want to settle down. I want to keep trying to find my purpose, even though it sounds like so cliche and thing to say that I want to find my purpose, be determined, have willpower, all the dumb shit. But the thing is, I really want to know what the fuck I like to do effortlessly for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And I cannot rest unless I do that. It's like my thing. I don't know. Yeah. That's how my state of mind is at this point. So yeah.
Depression due to the courses.
Yeah.
Just
But what do you think about this though? Like, what would you recommend? Would you recommend me to finish the course and then go?
Okay.
I'm thinking also it's like low key that finish 4 years maybe instead of 3 4 years and then go so that it's just 1 year 0.5. Last semester is nothing, so just basically one more year, right? So I think like that. But what do you think though?
Okay, so I already know of one person that kind of left medicine and then came back to it.
Mm-hmm.
And that person isn't doing great because of the big gap of knowledge because you left for
Okay.
so long.
Tell me
But-
more. Like what kind of gap? Like 10 years.
Okay, yeah, more than 10 years.
Yeah,
That's all
I
can
will
say.
not let it up and that way. I wanted to finish it. That also makes me feel like, dude, just shut the fuck up and finish it.
Yeah, because you lose knowledge because you will not be using it,
Mm.
obviously, because you're doing something else, and you kind of quit. But you're somewhat refreshing it because you're still continuing school. Like
Yeah.
you still have 1.5 years to, I mean, not catch up, but because you want in 1.5 years, but at least not be terrible off, not like the worst you can be.
Mm.
So, but there will be a loss of knowledge, and then also for discontinuing, do you know for a fact that you can recontinue it? Is that something you have checked and know for a fact to be true?
Yeah, yeah. You have
So-
to finish it within 10 years or something.
Okay, so where did you read that?
It's in the university website, and I don't know why I saw that, but I remember seeing it because I know that I saw that thing.
Was it
Yeah.
fate?
I don't know, but yeah, no, I was just thinking. People fail a lot, right? Like how long they can fail? Every year they fail twice or once. Like 5 years
God.
courses, right? So it's already becoming 10 years. You see, like I was thinking, I was seeing that for that reason, or maybe Roshan would have told me
Yeah.
for
Okay.
for the other people who are.
But can you but then you only have 5 years because you need to finish the entire thing within 10 years.
No, I have 7 years, right? Now if I leave.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, because you've done 3 years total, and now you're doing kind of into it the next one.
Yeah, so I will have like 6.5 years. to
But you
finish
also
2
have
years.
but you also have the rest of it, right? You have the 1.5 years once you start again. You see?
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Okay, so you say you quit. Okay, so now you've completed 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
and then you quit.
Let's say 3.5, right?
Okay, 3.5.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
And then you quit now, and then you still have 2.5 left.
2.
Oh yeah, 2. To finish off, which means that, yeah, you have 7 or 6.5
6.5 years to finish 2
6.5
years.
to finish 2 years, but you kind of have to retract the ones you have, like the years you have left. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
On top of the kind of free time, you see.
Yeah.
So you have 6.5, but
I mean,
you're
my
missing 2.
thing is like
So you
the
have
subjects won't be that hard. I can
4.5.
for sure catch up, But also I'm thinking, right, like the more I discuss, like once again, right, the benefit of talking, reflecting,
Mm.
right. What I understand, at least from this conversation and thinking deeply, like last 1 week we are thinking, should I talk about this or not, right?
Yeah.
So the more I think about it, it feels like continue medicine, start talking to the professors and labs already, and have a head start there by working in the lab from here, if that's a possibility, because PhDs have the flexibilities.
For sure,
But
it's a possibility.
medical school might not have. So I cannot just, and also family, friends, and life, right, girlfriend. Like I cannot
Yeah, how
just
will you
like
move?
bail.
Yeah, how will you move to the US with a girlfriend and things like that?
I mean, that's all something that is a last thing when I get admitted, right?
Okay.
Getting admitted in a good lab that I wanted to do, that I hopefully don't think that's also a waste of time. You see, that's what I.
Yeah, that's also the next thing. What if it becomes a waste of time?
Just being the level certificate, that's also the right thing to ask, right? What if I don't end up liking that? Probably I will go for something else, but I will have 3 degrees by the time.
Yeah, it's true Indian fashion, but but who knows? Maybe in the end you'll become a cabbage salesman or something.
Yeah.
That will be.
I'll be selling printers. I don't know, with old cars, used cars.
Maybe that becomes your true passion, celery or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I mean, and the reason for going for research and PhD kind of thing is I love teaching though. My mother
yeah,
is a teacher, a lot of teachers in my family,
I
and
think
I grew up teaching to a lot of people. I love teaching, and also I like the intersection between research and teaching, and the hidden gem, like the real, honest, brutal reason is I cannot just put all my eggs in an entrepreneurship gig, okay? At this point, I'm almost 30. Once I get married and stuff, I will have a family. I cannot just jump into entrepreneurship completely. So the only way where I can hold a job or hold multiple jobs and hold multiple companies and ideas and keep feeding these ideas to investors, venture capitalists is through PhD research and in any Ivy League university and going through the incubators through them. You can really own multiple startups, companies, which is my passions, right? Like to start companies, to have success in startups, right? So
yeah,
so that is the honest truth actually though.
yeah.
Research is something I'm interested, but honestly also I want to be financially independent.
Yeah, so the reason you're doing it, just to clarify it, is to have some backing funding so that you can live, and also because you'll have the time to pursue.
Get a stable income from PhD research position and also experiment entrepreneurship without fucking. If I work for somebody, like you said, right? Going to the clinic morning, minimum 8 hours, and you always work overtime at least 1 hour. And then you come home, you have no energy, you sleep, repeat.
Yeah.
Do these things repeatedly. Where is the time, right?
Yeah, that's what we talked about in one episode, right? The main issue in veterinary medicine when it comes to work-life balance is overtime. That's the main issue.
Irrespective of the country, like anywhere, especially USA is shit. Jennifer was saying, dude, we did not even sit.
Yeah, and that's what the meta-analysis also says, that overtime is a big issue and the pay is a big issue. So that the work-life balance is very terrible because of that. So you'll be experiencing the same. That's why you don't want to have a clinic work to support these extra businesses.
Yeah, because I will know for a fact that I will never be able to create a company.
Yeah, because you'll have...
While I'm working as a vet.
Yeah, you'll have probably 3 hours or 4 hours at the end of the day to eat, drink, and run a company.
Yeah, and spend time with family and stuff. So it's like gone, basically.
Yeah. So it just won't work out for the most part. So that's why you don't choose clinicians. That's why you choose PhD, because you have time.
In PhD, I kind of have the options to switch within labs, rotate. I'm looking at certain PhDs where you can rotate for 1 year in different labs to see which topic you like, which professor's thesis or a fundamental principle investigation that you are interested in, and you can choose that basically by working and trial. It's not like, okay, you chose that professor, you are done now. No, because PhD people all the time switch. So there is an option, but I will still be paid like shitty money though. That's true.
But you'll also be paid in the amount of time you get. See?
Yeah, that's true. Like I will have like a lot of time in my hand. I mean, not a lot.
Not a lot, but better than most.
Less stressful kind of. It's most like research stress, not like work-life balance stress. Life balance might not be fucked, but just stress in the work.
Yeah, you just have to churn out 3 papers or something a year.
Yeah, something like that, So it's like at least one nature publication. When I went to EPFL, it's like unwritten law that one nature publication and one shitty journal publication, and then you're done.
Yeah, a wonderful life, but it'll give you time. So that's why you're thinking of PhD. So that's the reason.
Yeah. I mean, now as I said, right, it all feels like it's the right thing to do. But once I start doing it, economic, political, family situation, time, the research, type of research.
Yeah, Trump will win or something, and it'll kick out all new PhDs.
I mean, things all will change. As also AI is developing as well. So I mean, things will change. But I'm more thinking from a perspective that it's trying to find my life's purpose so that it has a bigger meaning. You know, if I start thinking it's a PhD company, if I start thinking like that, then I can keep on switching. Next I want to pilot's license, I want to do something else. I want to become a chef. Like all those things I want. But what I'm trying to do, bigger picture is I'm trying to find what I'm supposed to do in life that I am really truly passionate about, or have fun in doing it, or I'm so excited to wake up and do it,
Yeah, because as of right now, that's not the case, right?
Yeah, or
Based
if
on
I
what you
become a
know.
vet, I will probably cannot do anything that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
That's also scary for me. Like, what the fuck? That's why I want to have a choice of working as a vet and not an obligation to work as a vet.
Yeah, that's why flexible hours we saw, right? The Dr. Lennon,
Yeah,
who he is the one who wrote Vet for Life,
yeah.
which is it's a decent book for veterinarians that are starting out. I think we've already referenced it.
Yeah.
So Dr. Lennon was putting out an ad on LinkedIn hiring for his clinic, and he talked about these flexible hours or fixed hours that's a little bit longer but better pay or something like that. And it's just he's trying to figure out the issues because he knows the issues himself, right? He's looked up these statistics too. It's in his book after all, right?
Yeah.
So flexible hours hopefully becomes a little bit more common, so that people don't burn out as much.
Yeah.
Like most do, 88 right percent of burnout. So 88% of vets have burnout at some point.
I mean, just think about that, right? Let that sink in. It is like almost 9 out of 10 people are burning the fuck out. The one person who's not burned out is probably sick and sick leave.
Yeah, but also what you'll notice in a clinic, you'll have people that are constantly sick, but they're really just burned out. That's what I've observed anyway. People that are sick or sickly, they're not really sick, they just don't want to go to work.
Yeah. So, I mean, like now, this is what, right? Now I'm so curious about your thing, huh? Like you will have to repay some of the educational loan, right? So,
Yeah.
so you are planning to work in a clinic anyway for 1 or 2 years, right? So,
but I don't know where.
Yeah, but now my question is like, how are you gonna, how will that affect your entrepreneurship though? Like, are there dreams about entrepreneurship and stuff? Like, how are you going to handle all of those things? Because
Okay.
you'll be working, as we know, in reality, you are learning so many things of practically how to do, and then you are gonna fucking have no time for anything other than just cooking and living basically. Like, and repaying the debts, how will you have time to do anything else?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think some time can be saved by living close to where you work, so you don't travel for 2 hours. That's a big problem in at least Norway. People travel a lot just to get to work and from work.
That's also because of the cost, right? Like there's
It's just things are far apart and not very well infrastructure wise. So yeah, I know several people that drive 2 hours to and from work. So that's a huge loss of time, right?
I mean, just think how
my mom used to do that actually.
Yeah, the life is going in traveling, right?
She quit her job because of that. That was the reason that she quit her job. And then, I mean, now she's got a better job, but that was long before that. So, but still, a lot of travel time can be cut down. So that's something you can do. So you have more free time. Other things you can do is, God. It sounds kind of cruel, but prioritizing less and less things that take up your time, such as family, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, like, also, that's also, I mean, maybe, like, we are too young to realize that that's one of the most important things. Probably you will realize it at 50 or 60, I think,
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, the thing is also, that's the thing. I kind of know family is very important, but I also feel the same way because of the immaturity or lack of having a family at the moment, responsibility at the moment. It's like something we won't realize now, but we will realize it later if you don't do it right. Your child will hate you, fucking. Your children doesn't give a fuck about you, like your wife doesn't respect you. It's like you make money and all is different, but it's like having a solid family support is something,
Yeah, and it's interesting because that's the kind of torn moment. So the immediate family is good to have contact with, but when it comes to like not so much stuff beyond the nuclear family in a way.
I mean, I will tell you this, right? Honestly, who is talking to the anybody who is beyond the nuclear family, and what sort of obligation is there in Europe? I don't
For me,
think
it's
so.
a big thing actually. For
Big thing means is it a Norwegian thing or like what do you mean?
maybe not a Norwegian thing. It might just be our family. It's like every Sunday, and then in the middle of the week, several times, family dinner with everyone,
I
all
mean,
the
is it not?
aunts, all
Is it
the.
not the good thing? I don't
It
know.
is a great thing, and
Yeah.
it's awesome, but it takes a lot of time.
Yeah, but that's yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
I
like,
understand. Yeah, I mean, when you work like a dog for 5 days and then 2 days you get 1 day's gone like that, and I
yeah,
understand.
or
Yeah,
probably 2 out of
I
the
mean, then
5
you don't
days.
show up for every dinner or lunch thing.
Yeah,
Maybe once a month.
and that's what I
once.
mean. You have to reduce it, like making it 0 is not a great idea, but reducing it. But the thing is, it's always like a moral thing, because you either lose the time to work on your stuff, so you have to sacrifice yourself partially for family, or you go to their thing, or you don't do that, and then you damage the relationship with the family.
Yeah,
So
it's a
it's
balance, right? It's always if you see successful people, their child becomes a drug addict or hates.
yeah,
their father.
exactly.
So, like, I mean, good example, Jackie Chan, you know.
Jackie Chan and
His
Hunter
son.
Biden,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
It's all there.
Glowing examples, yeah.
Glorious examples.
Yeah.
I guess the only exception to that is maybe Baron Trump. You know, Trump's dad.
I mean, that's yeah. I mean,
He's
the
just
thing is,
spoiled,
it's probably
though.
just because I don't know.
I just don't know any scandals about him. That's all.
I mean,
But I haven't researched a lot. Just keep that in mind.
I mean, yeah.
I just go by what people
Yeah,
say.
exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the sacrifice that you see continuously, though. Is the people that are extremely successful. They always have shit family relationships
Yeah.
relative to somebody else, like a normal person. They always have a lot
I mean,
better.
normal person has no hunger also, right? Like for example, my father went and came back for the same company for 30 years.
Yeah.
The company did not give a shit. He did not give a shit about the company, and it was just like it's like he was stuck.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, and seeing that kind of thing is not something that encourages me. It's something that doesn't encourage my brother either.
So your plan is to do what? Continue to work at least for 2 years or so to repay the debt. Meanwhile, also trying to.
Start something.
Yeah, that's going to be.
But that's the thing. That's why I want to start with something stupid and small. So just to have something tiny.
Yeah.
To see what the fuck is even in it. What can I even expect at that point? You see?
Yeah.
So you have something. That's why we were talking about just basic stuff like teacher supplies. And you talked about towel supplies for clinics. There's just being the guy who supplies all the one-time use sterile paper towels.
No risk at all. It's it's not I wouldn't say it's a fun job. It's not a demanding job.
Yeah, it's simple.
You also have some conscience when you do it. Make sure you sterilize it really well.
Yeah.
And be a good client. That's all to our customers. That's all. Like fucking you. Why should I take the liability of the entire clinic? Fucking somebody's gonna sue me for some.
Especially because we realize, right, the clinic, the overheads or the profit of a clinic is not great, right?
Yeah.
We looked at the statistics
Shocking,
for it.
yeah.
It was like 7 to 17% they make in profit from each thing, whilst an average like fish and chip shop was 50%. So we had
and the amount of time you have to work, just think. The fish and chips guy can take a day off, or he can replace himself by putting a guy.
And no one's gonna be like, okay, the fish and chip store is closed. Now what? Like if you close as a clinic when you were not supposed to, you'll get fines probably. You'll have a huge problem. Let me see if I can.
I mean, because you have to pay your employees, nurses, and it's not.
Yeah, but also you have a liability, right? For the municipality.
Investors or whoever is.
Yeah, but also the government might rely partially on you to supplies to like the local farms or something. I don't know. Like you will have some problems with it. Was it? I can't remember if it was profit or overhead though. Okay, so profit margin. Yeah, it was profit margin of a clinic is 7 to 17%. A fish and chip stand is around 50. It's such a like a fish and chip shop is a more profitable business and more scalable business than a
Mm.
medical veterinary medicine clinic,
Mm.
which I mean explains a lot. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's that. So yeah, the plan is to
So
work
it's
at a
going to be
clinic.
also hard for you as well. So yeah. I mean, the thing is, this tells that reality is that nothing is gonna be easy.
Yeah,
I mean, like we are all trying to figure out. Just think of me coming from India, where
yeah,
it's very conservative when it comes to education thing. You study engineering, you take engineering job and shut the fuck up and do that for the rest of your life. Buy
yeah,
a home, pay EMI, repeat. Your child will do the same thing.
yeah,
I fucking studied electronic engineering and then jumped from electronics to software and then became a AI engineer. Now I'm studying veterinary medicine and then I'm thinking of jumping into biomedical engineering.
mm,
I'm like, oh god. It feels also very exhausting, tiring, and also it's very hard to talk to anybody. People will think I'm fucking crazy, right?
yeah. Because you keep jumping from it,
Yeah.
stuff to stuff. Which I guess, yeah, it is true that there is a limit where people will start to judge you. If you've
Yeah.
jumped too many times, people will, like, realistically speaking,
Mm.
people will start to judge you.
And also, this is something you cannot say proudly. Also, people will be so people who cares about you also gets furious.
Yeah.
I lose hope. Like if I just go and say this to my mama,
Yeah, exactly.
and
She will
she's like, dude, why do you?
stop.
Yeah.
She will ask you to continue and then try to convince you of that and then maybe try to also
Yeah, even
bring
when
you
I
back.
was going to the clinic, she's like, okay, did you like the clinic? Okay, today was not a good day, but did you go to the next day? Okay, how was it? It will be fine, right? You will learn, right? She's trying to
Yeah,
make
encourage.
me
Yeah.
make sure that this fucker doesn't fail from this also.
Yes, the history of these things. I
Yeah.
should probably try. Yeah, should
Yeah,
probably
I
think about
stopped
it.
going in September, right? I did not tell her.
Oh, that's
Because
dramatic.
yeah, because I know she'll be heartbroken. I don't want to put her through that. But the reason is I have valid reason. I go to the clinic. The people are very nice. They want to help, but they don't have time. Everybody's flying in the clinic.
Yeah.
The language is completely different. I stand 6 out of 8 hours doing nothing. Rather, I came back. Rather, September I was spending to learn 3D printing design. I learned Blender. Now I finished Fusion. Now I participated in my first contest 2 months back. I don't know what is designing. I'm doing. I learned a new skill. Like I am trying other
You
things.
spent time on that
Yeah.
instead. So
I
what?
am trying to maximize that utilization. And also, I get my job without getting fired. Finish the work stuff there also. So yeah.
Yeah, so you chose that over clinic work because
Yeah,
you were
because
wasting
I'm not
time.
doing anything. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's the thing. Many people, you see, do not get me wrong that I hate veterinary medicine at this point and I hate to be a vet and everything sucks there. I'm not saying that. Unfortunately, the language is a big issue that you don't even understand what is happening.
Yeah, because everyone's
It's just
speaking.
you just standing like a dumb person there.
Yeah, just photosynthesizing in the
Yeah.
corner.
Basically,
Yeah.
you are like a plant.
Decoration of the
Yeah,
clinic.
exactly.
But yeah, I can see what you mean because I kind of had the similar issue where it's like I wasn't sure what to do, and when I wanted to ask somebody, they were more busy than I could.
Yeah, and then you feel guilty to go and ask anything again, right? Because they are like too.
Yeah, everyone's way too
running.
busy. Yeah, everyone's running from the next appointment.
And
the
almost every
previous one.
single day is like this. They are always sending. There's no like, okay, free day. Now he has time to teach me. That's the only time they get to eat their lunch properly. Like you feel like a murderer to go around.
Yeah.
Like a fucking go and ask them for anything.
Like you go ask them and then you go up later and you see the lunchroom and you see their half-eaten meal and you're like,
Yeah.
dang, I caused that.
Yeah.
Now they're probably grumpy because they haven't eaten properly.
I mean, yeah. And also, it's not something trying to say that like we are lazy, that we don't want to do that hard job. I think to make money, there are smarter ways to do it. You be a vet, like I want to be a vet. I
Yeah.
want to do treat for free, and my income and finances should not be dependent on the fucking patient owner paying me. That's all I'm trying to say. Let me be free, find a way to be financially fucking free, find something else that makes money passively, or something else as a main profession where I'm making optimizing myself to make the most money without killing myself
Yeah.
and not burning out. It's like a very cliche term, right? Burning out, stress, depression, fatigue, all those things. Like
Yeah.
that's a serious issue, especially in veterinary clinics. It's like it cannot be overstated, like or underestimated. It's like a big deal, no, like you cannot just be like rubbing it aside, Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
you can't just brush it
Brush it
aside.
aside,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because of the fact that it's such a big issue and the fact that you will more likely suffer from it than not.
Yeah. It's basically at this point you have to see how to avoid the suffering. It's like you are gonna get the fever, but let's prepare what medicine should I take. That's how it's fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much fucked up. So that's why thinking about these alternative methods of fixing the issue in a way.
So that just think, right? If that's the case, if he has one, let's say in his case, okay, he's having one stable income source. How much relief he will have in this veterinary profession every day is going, or whenever he decides or chooses to go to learn, he can learn without feeling it. Oh my god, I have to learn it quickly. So that next time I cannot go and ask the senior doctor every time patients are coming and I'm getting paid. This is my only job. I cannot screw it. It's like a lot of pressure though. But every fresher veterinarian has gone through it. But those people at that time they had their only thing. But I think currently the world is changing pretty quick. AI might at some point take a chunk of your job away, at least not if not fully. So I'm thinking, let's diversify now. Diverse portfolio is so much better.
Yeah, to diversify, but it's also not great too.
Yeah,
Do
you will
too
be a
much.
master of nothing. You will basically, yeah.
Yeah, but like not to, like you don't you spread yourself out. Like I said, like I mentioned at the start, doing too many things, so that you're terrible at all of them. You suck at all of it.
Yeah, exactly. That also happens, but the thing is, there's no rule book for life, right? I don't know what I really like. I have to find out, right?
Yeah.
So, only finding out is doing it. Unfortunately, the ones that I take is all 5 years course, fucking 4 years, 3 years. I don't know what else to do, right?
Yeah, but
But I am, in my case, in my defense, okay? I am still an engineer, qualified engineer. I am still up to date in the AI stuff as much as humanly possible while studying full time medicine, and I'm able to do be a programmer in the job that I am doing to a good extent. I finish all my tasks. I'm updating myself all the time. So what I would like to say, at least to the community or society or whoever that is, and to my family, friends, and everybody, is I will have a stable income. I will have a stable job, so that when I'm trying these experiments or attempting to figure out what I want to do, I won't be like that guy, quit everything, fucking jump into something like a random thing and then business or something, and it fails and everything goes to hell. Like I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do a dumb thing.
Yeah, you wouldn't drop everything and
Yeah. That's why I'm saying
sacrifice.
I will finish the veterinary medicine. Now also, the more I think about it, I don't think I should drop out. Rather, I should negotiate where I can negotiate, like the PhD place, because
Yeah.
it will be a mix of software and stuff. Right? It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, because what are you specialized in, right? For now, it's AI. It's software. It's a software thing, which means you can do it through a computer, at least from a distance. Like you don't have to be
Which
present.
I'm already doing, right?
Yeah, you're already doing it for Win, right?
Yeah,
the largest.
California based, company, Win.
So it's already something that you're doing and you know is possible. Of course, they demand AI from you. So as long as the research includes AI or software to some extent, then you're able to do it, or at least involve yourself. What you could do is like you start with engaging with the university, and then you get something within AI, and as soon as you're done with the education, you already have connections in the university, and then you can progress to something other than AI when you finally are able to move over there. You see these things, so that you start the connection now, and then start working with them. If you want to do that, I mean, then you'll have the job, the university, and the PhD at that point. That's a lot.
I mean, probably I cannot work a job, right, when I'm a PhD researcher, because.
But maybe you get. Do you think you will get paid if you work from a distance with a university about AI? That's
like, what do you mean?
Okay, so right now you're getting paid through
As a freelancer?
Freelancer, yeah. Through freelancing, right? So in order to be able to have time to work on the school stuff here, but also the PhD stuff there, then it might be necessary to quit your job in the freelancing.
That's what you're saying. I'm thinking that's why my point was still 3.5 years. We pretty much cleared all the dangerous subjects.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm hoping, or at least seeing Roshan, the last 2 years is more chill, like so much chill,
so much better.
If I manage the entire third year with a relationship and 2 jobs, man, and like startups and meetings and all the other things. So I'm thinking it cannot get worse than that. It will only be better from there. You see, I rarely talk optimistic, but I strongly think if we cross this semester, basically next 2 years is just pass and leave. It won't be like so hard. I'm telling you. I hope so.
Yeah, that might be true.
And also seeing our seniors, by the way. I used to share a room with another senior person who is currently in this last semester, 11th semester, while we are in the 7th. So yeah, so just seeing him, like I can see like there's the last 2 years is quite chill that I will be able to do it.
Yeah. So because of
and also the AI stuff, I'm working in this company for 1 year 6 months, 1.5 years, right? So basically I also was in the project from scratch, so I know where the code. It's not like I have to restart it. I mean, that happens a lot, restarting, but it's still something I can do. I can survive because I'm a programmer for 8 years. That's one more unfair advantage or something. Or my strength here is I'm a programmer for 8 years. I have led teams. I have been a CTO in my startups, so I know how to finish stuff quickly. Also, sometimes I work only couple of days in a week, sometimes couple of days in a month, depends. Sometimes it'll be like last week was shit, like I have to work till 2 a.m. for the last couple of days in this week. So
yeah, and then you flipped your day-night cycle.
Yeah.
Slightly.
I mean, that comes with the thing, right? Like
I don't know how you keep the focus for that long if you're tired.
The thing is, that's like a different thing, it's just like you studying, right? For me, you do 8 or 10 hour streak, I do 16 hour streak in programming. The thing is, that's more like a game for me in my head. It's not like my game is what, reward is what, the money, real money gives me power to buy stuff, pay bills and stuff. I try to fix the thing so that I don't get fired, so that I get paid, I can fucking pay tuition fees. That is like a real time game for me. Actually, if I think about it, I actually think like that. If I finish this thing, okay, I survived this week. So if I fixed this 1 month, I said, okay, I'm getting paid. That's awesome. So next month, let's go. Somehow survive it.
You're getting, I lived this month. Fuck yeah, awesome.
That's the curse of being in a freelance thing, but I shouldn't complain so much. I'm not even complaining, but the thing is, I'm seeing other students who are all veterinary students in this dorm and everywhere. They're all working in restaurants, physical labor. Today we met one of our colleagues who just lost his job, is searching for a job completely. So it's like really hard to find a new job though. So yeah. So awesome.
Yeah, we just got a visitor, so we gotta cut it off.
I think we can wrap up.
Yeah.
See you then.
See ya.
Bye.